Okay, today we're looking at using the direct selection tool, basic shapes, and how to create some other stuff with polygons and stars. So first off, we've got this drawing here, and as I hover over top of each of these shapes, they'll highlight to tell me a little bit about them. We can go up here to view. We can look at the outline view, so we can see kind of the way that the art is put together. Okay, so we've got some other options here. We've got our overprint view, pixel view, trim view, so with the selection tool, we're going to learn some shortcuts for sure. One of them is Control Z, and that's undo. So we can change the shapes with our direct selection tool, our selection tool. So our selection tool, this is where we can stretch stuff out. We can move things around. I'm going to undo just to get back to where we were. Now, the way that this shape is, we want to see if we can manipulate the way that it was created. So when we go to our direct selection tool, so that's the white arrow. When we select this now, we see all these points that become active. And if I click on one of these points, it'll allow me to adjust this path. Remember, these are vector graphics. The path of some of these shapes we can manipulate. So if we hold down Shift and we want to adjust both of these anchor points, we can drag this out to just smooth out this corner. So I'll just undo. I'll do that one more time for those in class here. So I've clicked on this shape. I can select this particular point that I want to manipulate. I'll go across to the other side because I want these to be the same. And right now, if I just drag this out, I can have the one side change, but I want them to be equal. So I'm going to hold down Shift, grab this other anchor point. I'll talk more about anchor points as we go on in the course, but what do? It allows me to adjust the curve of this. Undo. If I'm not happy with it, I've got these two selected, and now I'll make it a little bit smoother. So there's a lot we can do with the selection tool in terms of changing the size of our shapes, moving them around. There's a lot we can do with our direct selection tool, which means we can grab some of these anchor points and alter them in multiple different ways. So I'm just going to save that right now. Yep, you can save yours. And let's go to the basic shapes. So what I like about this one, this exercise file, is it gives us some of the information here. So let's go to our rectangle tool. Now, when I click down on the rectangle tool, we see some of the shapes beneath that. We got the rectangle tool, the ellipse tool, polygon, and the star, as well as the line segment. We don't have a whole lot of tools in this toolbar, so let's go up here to the top. Go to Window, Toolbars, and let's go to Advanced. So Advanced just doubles up our toolbar here, where we've got more tools to pick from. And when we go with our rectangle tool, if we go here on this shape, click and drag. So we've got our shape, and then when we let go, our rectangle, or in this case this square, is filled in. So if we want to constrain the proportions on this, I'm going to hold down Shift. So if I hold down Shift, it's only going to make squares. I can fill this in. Undo. If I don't hold down shift, I can click and I can drag. I can make multiple rectangles. I'm getting a lot of feedback here. Every time I'm moving, it's trying to give me smart guides. It's trying to anticipate what I want. If I hold down, if I go right to the center, hold down Alt, Shift, this will make sometimes it easier to draw your shape because you're making it from the center out. And then I'll undo, and if I'm going Alt Shift, let's go to the center, let's press down Alt Shift, and as we start to drag this out, I could press on my space bar, and I could also move this around if I wanted to. Okay, so in this particular exercise, it's giving us some information here that we can use as time goes on. Just remember that at first this might seem like it is a lot and it's a little bit confusing, but as you work on this and you create some of your stuff, it's just going to get easier and easier. I'm going to hold down Alt Shift. I'm going to make this square. I'm going to fill it in with, maybe I'll go with green. Go to my corners. And maybe I want to round my corners. So these little dots here will allow me to change the shape. And that was just for the fill. I'd have to change it for the stroke as well. If we go to our polygons and stars, it says all polygons draw from the center outwards. Use the up and down arrows for the number of sides. So how does that work exactly? So if I click on this rectangle tool, just like we did before, now we could quickly do an ellipse tool because I kind of skipped that one. Let's actually take this toolbar out temporarily. So we'll just click on that line. So I press down. This little arrow here, this little line that highlights, means I can take this toolbar out and I can kind of just have it float here as I am working on these shapes. So I'll just go to the ellipse tool. Again, when you hover over top of each of these, it'll tell you what it is. Let's go with Alt Shift, and I'll just click and drag. So I can fill in this with whatever color I want. Okay. Undo. If we grab our polygon, so even though I click here on this anchor point, it starts from that center. So undo. So I'm going to click here, I'm going to start at the center. As I drag out, I want you to press the up arrows. We get more sides. Down arrows, less sides, all the way down to a triangle. Okay, so I want you to make a triangle here. We're going to go right to the edge of this outer circle. To deselect this, we've got another number of options to do that, but I'll just click on my selection tool just to get off of that polygon tool, and then I'm going to grab the star tool. Let's select that one. So you've got a white triangle here, and we're going to go to the center. I'm going to change this fill to yellow. I'm going to click and drag. So I've got a 5-point star. I can increase those points same way using my up and down arrows. Okay, so I've got other options here. I'm just going to get out of this. So I can move this around. I can go to the corner. I can rotate after I've already created it. So we're going to create some shapes in our next assignment, and we're going to create our own icons. So we are going to start with go File, New. And we are going to go to Print. We're just going to call this one Drawing Shapes. The number of artboards, I want you to select 3. Now the width of this and the height of it, this is in points. So points is how we can print. We could also change this to inches, so I'm going to just change it to inches. Now I don't want my each of these to be, like, each artboard is going to be the size of a regular page. So I'm just going to make this 5 inches by 5 inches. And we're going to click Create. Okay, so we've got these artboards. And on these 3 artboards, I'd like you to use the shape tools, try and use the selection tool to move them around, use the direct selection to change some of the shapes, grabbing some of the corners, manipulating them. So we're going to use these 3 just as like a quick practice for making our own icons.